So everybody talks about morning routines, great ways to start your day, but what about night routines? Now, the National Sleep Foundation has laid out several rules for getting a good night's rest. And by several, I mean practice a bedtime ritual, evaluate your room, avoid exercise daily, avoid alcohol, use bright lights, and go into another room and do something relaxing. Talk with your doctor if it gets worse. Use bright lights. There's a lot on this list to take into consideration. What I've done is narrowed it down to a couple of things that I think are really important and apply well to my life. And what I'm going to be doing is paying attention to these over the course of the next 30 days and seeing how my body, how my mind reacts to it. Number 1, no phones or screens 30 minutes before bed. In today's standards, having a screen in your room is not something uncommon, and for many of us, a screen is actually what we use to wind down at night. So what's the big deal? Science News for Students writes, and I'm going to read it for you, evidence has been emerging that these screens, and especially the blue light they give off, can disrupt the body's clock. A study done by Amit Shai Green, PhD, I don't know how to say his name, shows that looking at screens that give off intense blue light can cut someone's sleep by about 16 minutes compared to when they use screens with red light. Those exposed to blue light also woke up more often at night than if they had been exposed to red light. For me, I'm not super worried about those 16 minutes of sleep. For me, it's more about the winding down at night and getting my mind in the position of sleep rather than getting riled up from watching a ton of YouTube videos or something like that I usually do. Number 2, have a predetermined routine. My mind never seems to shut off, and for me, this is probably the biggest source of my lack of sleep. I have ideas, and then I get really excited about them, and then I don't want to go to sleep. I'd rather get up and do these ideas. Brandon Peters, MD, writes that the process of going to sleep is highly dependent upon behaviors, and disruptions in your bedtime routine may lead to difficulty falling asleep. When you start building a nighttime routine, you're starting to communicate to your body every day that, hey, it's time to wind down, and your body will get used to a system, get used to a routine, a bedtime. Our bodies work on an internal clock. If we're not going to bed at the same time every night or getting used to a routine or a habit, then we're missing out on one of our body's most amazing functions, which is the ability to automate tasks. Take, for example, driving, right? When you first start driving with a permit, you're freaking out, you're watching every light, every car, and after a while, your body learns to automate, and what it does is it lets us automate a process and frees up our mind to think about other things. So when you create routines, morning routines, for example, nighttime routines, things like this, what you're doing is you're teaching your body to automate certain processes in your life so that you can free up your mind to do other things and think about other things and be more productive. Number 3 is going to be keeping my phone out of reach for the night. Now, this does kind of go along with number 1, however, it is quite different for me. Not having access to the phone during the night just feels weird for me, and maybe it's my millennial nature. I think the only reason I don't like it is the fear of missing out, that some crazy text might come in or some Instagram thing, I don't know, or something might blow up on YouTube. I don't really know what it is, because when I think about it rationally, I sleep most of the night. It's not that big of a deal if it's over there. It's just those times where you get in bed and you put your phone down and a text comes up or an Instagram notification comes up and you're curious to see what it is. I'm like, who is this? What's going on? Is it something interesting? Do I care about this? I think that's why I don't want to do it, which is a really stupid reason to not want to do this. So I'm going to be leaving my phone on my desk out of reach, at least to where I'd have to get up if I really, really want to check it, and to kind of increase the friction between the ease of that task. I realize that the reason I don't want to do this is pretty irrational, and that's one of the reasons I'm going to be adding it to my nighttime routine. The goal is to do this for the next 30 days and just see how my body reacts to having these routines. I want to see if I wake up less at night, if I sleep better, if I feel more rested. If you'd like to join me on these challenges, please consider contributing on my Patreon, where we do these monthly challenges together and help keep each other accountable to make sure that we're getting this stuff done every day. If you do like the video, pop a thumbs up, drop a comment. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about your nighttime routines or daytime routines. What's something that you've added in to your nighttime routines that has been really, really beneficial? I'd love to know. I'd love to be able to share that with people, so thank you for writing. I do read the comments, and I will catch you on the next video.